Hi, I'm Chris Hutchinson with beadigitalninja.com, and today we're going to be talking about my top 10 email marketing tips. Tip number one, choosing your offer. Now, when you first start out with your internet marketing, you need to choose your niche, and it can be whatever you're passionate about. You don't want to find something just because it's profitable, because here's the thing, you're going to be talking about it a lot, and if you don't like it, it's just going to become a chore. When we first started out, my partner and I, we actually chose like women's dating as a niche. It was grueling because neither one of us knew anything about how to help women find dates, and we didn't want to talk about it. Today's marketing content is key. You have to create a lot of content to get your marketing out there. That's what people respond to nowadays. If you want to become the expert in your niche, you have to create that content. So, if you don't like creating the content on your topic, you're not going to do very well. You're not going to get very far in that. So make sure you find a niche that you're passionate about. That's why I'm doing internet marketing. I love internet marketing. I love email marketing. This system is great. So make sure that you find a niche that you're passionate about, something that drives you, something that you want to talk about to a lot of people. Once you figure out your niche, it's time to choose your offer. Now, this goes more for affiliate marketing. If you don't have a product or an offer or a course or anything like that to sell yourself, you can always sell somebody else's for commission. Basically, every sale that you give them, you get a piece of that, coming back in the mail. We like to use ClickBank. It's a great place to find a lot of affiliate offers like that, especially if you're first starting out. Now, when you're choosing your offer, especially on ClickBank, you'll see a couple things. They have the amount of money that you make per sale on average. They tell you the percentage of the sale that you make is generally 50%, but I've seen more than that. It could be 75, could even be 90% of the sale you make. The other thing you want to look at when you're on ClickBank is the gravity score. Now, the gravity score tells you the number of people per month that are actually making sales with that product. So if the score is 20, then that lets you know that 20 people, 20 affiliate marketers just like you, have sold that product this month. Obviously, the higher the score, the better the product does. And that's fine to pick one with a high score. You're not going to saturate the market with it because, say, the other 30 people that have already sold that, they don't have the same list as you, right? And even if they did have the same people on the same list, you're not going to talk about it in the same way that they are. So it might not resonate with them, but it might resonate with you. Okay? And the other thing to think about when you're choosing your offer is try to think outside the box, right? One of the interesting things that we did, we dabbled in a bunch of different niches when we first started out. And we came across like the survivalist niche. These were doomsdayers and people stocking up for the apocalypse, which is an interesting niche to get into if that's, the kind of audience that you want to attract. Great, that's awesome. And some of the offers that we saw for that niche were, there was obviously, how to prep, how to store food, how to do containers. But then they had things like self-defense. I thought that was interesting. That's something that maybe that type of person would want to be interested in to learn. The other one was, how to build a chicken coop. At first I looked at that and I'm like, how to build a chicken coop? That's woodworking. Why would somebody want to learn woodworking if they're into, doomsday prepping and stuff like that, survivalist? But the way you spin it is, here's a way to grow your own food. Now, by building this chicken coop, you keep your own chickens. Now you have a food source, right? So it's all about taking the product and relating it to your audience. Here's tip number two. Research your offer. Now, if you found your offer on ClickBank, most of the time they will have a link just for affiliates. This link will take you to usually their affiliate page that you can generate your own link, but they also give you different affiliate resources to help you sell their product. Here you can find different landing pages. Maybe one is geared more towards men versus more towards women. So it's up to you to determine, who's on your list. If you're targeting only women with your list, then obviously the landing page that is geared towards women is going to be more beneficial to you. Now they also have They might have articles that they've written, which is a great resource to have because then you can send that out as content and it still counts as your affiliate. You get that when you set up your link. If they click on the article, it's still tracked back to you. So any sales that they make off of that article will be credited towards you. The other thing they have is email swipe files. So these are really good because they're pre-written emails that you can then look at and kind of tweak and use for your own. Now, the important thing to remember here is you never want to copy an email straight from the swipe file. Because if you send it out to 1,000 people and I send it out to 1,000 people and over here they send it out to 10,000 people, now 12,000 people have gotten the same email from 5, 10 different sources. And when that starts happening, the emails automatically click it over to spam and they'll never show your email, to your subscribers. So when you check out their swipe files, use that as inspiration and definitely rewrite it. Maybe rearrange it, swap out some of the words, change some of the sentences, but do not ever send it as it is. You never want to copy and paste an email swipe file. Now, when you're doing your research, also look at the landing page. The sales page, sometimes there's a sales video. Watch the video the whole way through. Now, the things that you want to identify the most are what problems does this product solve for the client, for the consumer? And also take note of any testimonials that they have, right? So when you're doing your research, you always want to know, if you can't tell me what the problem that this product solves, then it's not going to be a good product. So when you're doing your research, know the problem that the product solves, mark down any testimonials that they have, so you can use those as an example inside your emails. While you're promoting the product, you can just say, hey, meet Jill. This lady, dropped 30 pounds in a month off of this wonderful diet. If that's one of the examples that they give, then go ahead and use that. Tip number 3. So now we're going to talk about your lead magnet. Now, this only applies when you're building your list. Your lead magnet should be within the same niche of your offer, but not necessarily related to it. If your offer is, say your niche is health and fitness, and your offer is a keto diet. Here's a keto diet program. We're going to help you lose weight with keto. Then you don't want your lead magnet to be about keto, but it needs to be related to your offer. So what does that mean? So for the health and fitness niche, it could be 5 dieting tips. How to lose weight just through diet. Or in the same niche, it could be an exercise program. How to exercise with weight loss, for weight loss, or exercising for weight loss versus, to build muscle or gain fitness. Now you see how both of those are kind of related. So someone who's interested in exercise and interested in dieting would probably be interested in the keto diet. The other important thing to remember about your lead magnet is, similar to your product, is it needs to solve a problem. What is the problem that your subscribers are having that your free report, your free tips, your free ebook can solve for them? Because that's how you're going to get them on board. Here are 5 weight loss tips for someone on the go, right? That's a title for a report. And if it's for someone who is too busy to diet, that would be the perfect lead magnet for them to hop on your list. They feel, oh yeah, I'm too busy. I'm always on the go, and I don't have time to diet. So these 5 tips are definitely interesting. And then, yes, I will trade you my email address specifically for that ebook. So make sure your lead magnet solves a problem and is in line to your offer. Tip number 4, opt-in page and thank you page. So your opt-in page is the first page that they're going to come to after they click your ad. And right away, you want to bring attention to the problem that is solved by your lead magnet. Now on this page, it's good to keep it simple, right? You definitely need a headline, something that's going to grab their attention. and a subheadline. Between those two, you definitely need to address the problem that you're going to get solved. The 5 secret tips, 5 weird tips to melt belly fat in 20 days. That kind of headline really grabs their attention and tells them exactly what they're going to get. 5 tips about melting fat. Make sure that your claim is something you can back up. The example I just used, in 30 days, that may not be reasonable for your tips. I don't know. So just watch it that you don't make claims that you can't live up to. Now on the opt-in page, it's all right to have a few bullet points if you feel you need it. Sometimes you don't. Okay, now this is something that's important to test to get your opt-in page as optimized as you can. So test it with, try 2 different headlines. Try 2 different images. But when you're testing, make sure you only change one thing at a time so you know specifically which one performs better. Now, the other thing with your opt-in page is don't ask for too much information. If you just ask for their email address, that's great. You can do that too. You don't need their name. You don't need their address or their phone number or any other information. The more steps that it takes for them to opt in, that's the more chances that they have to say, nope, it's not worth it. Okay, so if all you do is ask for their email, perfect. One step, they type it in and they're done. Now, if you want to ask for their name, that's fine. But that's about it. First name and email address. I wouldn't ask for more than that, especially because this is the first time that they've ever met you. So after they're on the list and you've spoken with them for a little bit, then it's okay to start asking for more information. But for right now, the first time, this is just a first date for them, right? They've never met you before. They don't know anything about you. All they've seen is, oh, I get 5 free tips, and all I have to do is sign up. The harder you make it for them to sign up, the less they're going to respond. So now your thank you page. Once they sign up on your list and they fill out the form, they click submit, it takes them to your thank you page. Now, generally, this page just says, hey, thank you for submitting your email address, and lets them know that they should receive an email with a link to their download. But at Be a Digital Ninja, we like to do something a little bit more than that, because this is a great opportunity to send them to your offer. So now you've addressed, in the headline for the opt-in page, you've addressed the problem that your lead magnet will solve. Now you want to address the problem that your offer solves, because if they suffer from that problem as well, they're going to be interested to click on it. Now, there's 2 ways that I've seen people do this. One is a timer page, where as soon as they click submit, a note pops up that says, thank you for submitting your email. In a few seconds, you're going to be shown this video. And what that does is it sends 100% of your traffic to the landing page for your offer. If you want to do it that way, that's fine. The other way to do it would be to send them to a segue page, which tells them again, thank you for submitting. Here is, in a few minutes, you'll receive an email with your download. While you're waiting, check out this small article. And it could just be a few paragraphs about the problem and how the offer can solve that problem for you. And then at the bottom it says, to see a free video about this offer or to learn more, click here. Then when they click, it takes them to the landing page for the offer, and that's where they get your affiliate link. Now, the difference between the two is the first one, with the timer page, sends more traffic to the landing page for the offer. The second one sends higher quality traffic to the offer. They've already read your article, they've already clicked the link, now they are very interested, right? They want to learn more. Versus before, they didn't have a choice, they just landed there and they may not care. So depending on how you want to set it up, one is more traffic, the other one is higher quality traffic. Those are the 2 ways to set up your thank you page. Tip number 5, your first emails are very important, right? The first one they should receive is the link to their lead magnet, which is what you promised them for giving you their email address. So in this email, it should just say, here, click the link, and give them a call to action more than just that. Ask them to reply. Say, hey, reply to me, let me know you got it. It's simple enough. Just tell them to let you know that they got your email. And what this does is it sets up behavior within the email client. Specifically within Gmail, it sets up that behavior so that Gmail says, oh, when When they receive an email from Chris, they read it, they click on it, and they reply to it. So that tells Gmail that Chris's emails are very important to this person. And if they reply to you, and then you reply to them again, now it's a conversation. So every time someone replies to you, it's always good just to give a quick reply back. And it doesn't have to be much, just a quick thank you. Just address their issue. You don't need to write, 10 paragraphs about anything. Let them know that you received it and you appreciate it, and that's it. And again, so now in Google's eyes, on Gmail, it's a conversation. So instead of putting you in the promotions tab or the updates tab, now you're going to end up in the inbox, which is exactly where we want to be. Now your second email should be a follow-up. Send it the next day after their first one. So you've sent them their download link for their free ebook, for the lead magnet. So now it's day 0. Day number 1, they should get an email from you and say, hey, just to follow up, I want to make sure that you got your lead magnet, whatever it is. You got my article that was 10 tips on whatever. Then ask them if they've read it. Did you have a chance to read it over? What was your favorite part? Reply to me and tell me that. Of the 5 tips that I gave you, number 3 really changed everything for me, and that's when I saw the most results. Now what that does is makes them want to go back and read it because like, oh, what was tip number 3 that was so dramatic for this person? Now it's engaging them to think about what they've read from you before. And if they haven't read it yet, now it's definitely going to make them go back and read it. And again, that just drives that behavior. Now they read something, they click on it. The other thing is in your follow-up email on day number 1 is here's the link again in case you missed it the first time. Okay? You want them to click that link, you want them to download. Make it as simple for them as possible. Don't let them have to go back through a whole day's worth of emails to find your email from yesterday. Just send them that link again. Now in the follow-up email, you can introduce yourself a little bit more. Or even you might want to wait until, email number 3, which would, be sent out on the next day or day or 2, and then really take a chance to introduce yourself. Tell them why you got into the topic that you're talking about. If you're in health and fitness, tell them about your health and fitness journey. Tell them about some of your struggles, or the results that you've had. Let them know that you're a real person. So ask them to share with you some of their struggles and some of the things that they might want to know about. So that way you can better cater your list to their interests. It's important to do these in the first couple emails because again, it sets up that behavior pattern inside of Gmail or any, Yahoo.com, Hotmail, or any of the other email providers. But once you set up that email behavior where either they click on it, they're replying to it, it's definitely going to whitelist you and keep you out of the spam box or out of the other, promotional or update tabs on Gmail. Tip number 6, building your relationship. People take action on the suggestion from other people that they know, like, and trust. We're doing email marketing to try to earn some money, but in order to make sales, people have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you in order to follow your recommendations. Think about this. If your mom comes to you and says that she got a brand new coffee maker, and it's the best coffee maker she's ever had, how much more interested would you be in that coffee maker than instead of walking into a store and a salesman telling you that this is the best coffee maker ever made? Because you have that relationship with the person making the recommendation, you like them, you trust them, then you're going to be more apt to follow their recommendation. So we really want to build a relationship between ourselves and our subscribers. Now, some of the ways you can do that are first to encourage their dreams. People will instantly like you if you can encourage their dreams and if you can even lead them to making their dreams come true. Now, something else you can try to do is to justify their failures. You're going back to the weight loss niche. Sure, we know why you weren't able to lose the weight that you wanted, and it's not your fault. You help them find blame somewhere else, take that failure away from them, then that goes a long way towards building a relationship and to getting them to know you and like you. Another thing we can do is to allay their fears. Say they're afraid to try again with going to the gym. And we can either relate to that, say, yeah, I was afraid too, but you know what? The benefits outweighed it, and I was so much in a better place after I got over my fears, or after I overcame them. Maybe offer some suggestions that they can follow to get over their fears, or at least remind them of the benefits and maybe give them some support. Now, confirming their suspicions is another way to get on someone's good side. Say they think a popular dieting plan doesn't work. If you come in and tell them, you're right, it doesn't work, and these are the reasons why, A, B, and C, they're like, ah, I knew it. I thought so. And now because you justified that thought, that instantly gives you a boost. And the last one is to help them throw rocks at their enemies. Okay? If there's something that they just don't like, and you don't like it too, then bash them together. If you look at the current political climate, just on Facebook, people for Trump, people against Trump, and see how quickly they join forces to do all these things. Encourage dreams, justify failures. It's not your fault, it's somebody else's fault. To allay fears. Sure, you might be afraid of this, but look over on the other side and see what they're doing. Confirm suspicions. It doesn't even necessarily have to be true. A lot of the stuff we see on social media. And throwing rocks at enemies, I mean, that's a lot of what this big division is right now, just with the political posts all over Facebook that I see anyway. So you see how quickly people come to know, like, and trust others based off of these 5 things. All right, tip number 7, become a problem solver. Now, everyone on your list is going to have some problems. And if you can solve those problems for them, that makes you a great value to them. If you can provide content that solves a problem, if you can provide suggestions for different offers that solve problems, and that's all that they're looking for you to do. They want to know that, yes, you also have problems. That goes towards building relationships, but also that you have the solution to the problems that you're facing. You can suggest different offers that might solve a problem. You can send them to articles that might provide solutions, or just talk about different things that you've tried to solve that particular problem. But that really is what the job of an email marketer is to be a problem solver. Part of being a problem solver is to let your clients know that, yes, they have a problem. So you might spend an email talking specifically about a problem that they have, that they may not even know that they have. They may have found a workaround solution for it, but it adds hours to their day that they might not have to if you can offer them that perfect solution. So it's your job to really push that button and make them know that, yes, you do have a problem, but here's the good thing is I also have a solution for you. Tip number 8, your content strategy is very important. Now, some different types of content that you can use in your emails are just tell a story. Tell a story about a problem that you faced one time and how you solved it. Now, while you're talking about that problem, you might also link to an infographic. Attach that to your email as well. Maybe you found an interesting video on YouTube and you can link to that. So your email would just be, hey, we've been talking about this problem. I found this video over here. I thought it was interesting. I thought you might want to check it out. Click here. Here's the link. That's a super simple email to send out. Also, any articles that you find, that's great content that you don't even have to write yourself. Just read the article and talk about it. Read it over yourself. Say, look, here's this article about 4 tips. Here's an article about 25 things that have to deal with our problem. And I thought this one particular one was very interesting. Create a little bit of mystery. Oh, what was it that he read? Create that mystery to get them to click the link so that way they can find out what you thought was interesting. Now, if you're comfortable with shooting video, you can shoot your own videos and post them on YouTube and then email that link to your clients and to your subscribers. And your videos could be anything you want. One of the easiest videos I think to make would be to find an article and just read it out loud and then talk about it during your video. It could be anybody's article. You don't even have to write it. That's a great way just to generate content, get that video out there, have people watch it. They get to see your face. They have that little bit of interaction. You can interact with them in the comments, or if it's on Facebook, you can post to them or talk to them through Messenger. It's a great way to interact with your list. Now, if you're not sure what to write, just ask your list. Send out a survey and say, look, we're considering these 3 topics. Which one would be most beneficial to you? Then after a few days, you collect the results of the survey and let them know and say, thanks everyone for voting. And this is what we found. So we're going to talk about option B because that's what you guys voted for. Or they can just reply and write in and tell them, and so they can tell you exactly what they would need to solve their problems and to find out what problems they're experiencing. Tip number 9, your job as an email marketer is to pre-sell the product or offer. It is not to sell it. Okay? That's an important distinction to make. There's a couple of reasons behind that. But first, let's really get that down. The job to sell the product or the offer belongs to the sales page. Your emails don't need to sell the offer. So our job is to pre-sell. Now, what does that mean? It means that our job is to get people to click on the link and move them to the sales page. Let the sales page take over from there. Now, the reason we do that is first from the subscriber. If the subscriber thinks that they're being sold to by you every time they open an email, that's going to get old pretty quick. That's why I say we make suggestions. Hey, if you have the problem, here's a solution that I found. Check it out if you want, but you don't have to. Does that make sense? Versus, here's a product and it's $24.95 and it does this and it does this. And these are the benefits that you're going to get and you're going to do this, but only if you sign up today because that's the only time you can do it. Changing the language that you're using really makes a big difference in the way that it's perceived by the person receiving it. Now, also, when they click that link, they know that they're going to be sold to, so they expect it. Versus your emails, you want it to be light, you want it to be a relationship, more of just a conversation. Hey, I saw this thing, I thought it was really cool. If you like it, check it out. If not, it's no big deal. Now, the other reason that we don't want to sell in your emails is because the spam filters will definitely pick that up. If you use particular sales terms in your emails, the spam filters will hit you hard. And then your emails will never get seen by your subscribers. So keep those 2 things in mind when you're showing your subscribers your offer or the product that you have available for that week. Tip number 10. There are a couple different types of emails that you can write, especially when you're presenting your offer to your subscribers. Now, the first one is a personal gain email. Now, this is when you talk about what they have to gain from the offer. You can show off results, you can show off testimonials, and all these go back from the research that you've done on your offer. But here you want to show them what their world would be like without the problem that the offer solves for them. The next kind of email you could write is a fear of missing out email, or a FOMO. Now, with the fear of missing out, you really want to hit the pressure point of this is the problem that you have. And if you don't take action with this offer, you're still going to have the problem. And this is how your world is going to suck. This one, you really focus on the problem and what life would be like without a solution. You're going to continue wasting time on your business because you don't have this product or solution. You're not going to lose the weight that you want without this offer. Things of that nature. Really drive it home that they need to take action if this is something that they're suffering from. Now, the next type of email you could use is a logic email. Lay everything out in logical order. Maybe define a little bit of what the program has to offer, or let them know systematically how the program can solve their problem. Now, it's important not to give away the secrets of the offer. The logic email, you just want to make sure that they know logically all the steps that they need to make a purchasing decision to get them to click on the link. Another email to use is the "Are you still?" email. Now, this one is when you ask them, are you still suffering from that problem? Okay, this one is very much problem focused. You say, are you still suffering from back pain? Well, here's the solution. Buy this pillow and sleep on this at night and it'll get rid of your back pain. Whatever the offer is. But again, drive home that they have a problem and that they're still suffering from it, but make it seem easy. All you have to do is click this link and here's the offer presented to you. And the last one I have is the "Have you yet" email. And this is where you ask them, have you done this yet? Have you clicked on this link? Have you looked at the offer yet? Because here's the thing, I've been talking about it for the last couple days, but we've got something else to do. So this is the last time I'm going to show it. So if you haven't done it yet, now's the time. So these types of emails really show the two main types, which I call a hard sell and a soft sell. Now again, we're not selling anything. These are just pre-sales. But the hard sell email really talks about the offer itself and the benefits that you gain from it. Whereas the soft sell email focuses more on the problem. The entire email should be written about the problem, and then at the very end you say, and then here's a solution. Check this out to get rid of this problem. If you want help with this problem, click this link. Something along those lines. It's just a real quick way to say, hey, we know you have a problem, and this is what it is, and it sucks, but yeah, I got the solution. So that's a soft sell. The hard sell is more about the offer. These are the details of the offer. Meet Jill, who lost 30 pounds in 30 days because she tried this diet. And then go into a little bit of her story about how she was able to use the offer and really see some great results. So those are my 10 tips for email marketing. I hope you found some value in that. For more great videos like this, head over to beadigitalninja.com or find us on all of our social media. Thanks.